Bonjour, as they say in Gorton. My name's Mike Garry. I'm a poet. I write poems and I read them to people. I'm noticing a few faces from last year. I wrote a poem for Seddon last year. It's wonderful to be invited here again to read some poems. It's wonderful to see some familiar faces as well. I'm really lucky in that I think things and I write them down and people pay me to read them. I've been on tour with a guy called John Cooper Clarke for 2 years now, who's a massive fan of my work. Thank God. As is Seddon, which is an honour. As is Manchester United, which is a kind of an honour. But let's not go into that, eh? I was a librarian for 15 years and I work with 10,000 young people a year. Just basically trying to get them to recognise that communication and reading is our way out. Seddon have asked me to come down and do a few things this evening. So I hope you're all enjoying yourself. I know I am. I'm going to read a poem, then I'm going to disappear and I'm going to keep coming back and forth and back and forth. I've been asked to do a poem by a guy called, it can go one way or another this. It usually goes my way. I've been asked to do a poem about a guy from Salford, like Seddon, called Anthony H. Wilson. Are we all familiar with Tony Wilson? If we're not familiar with Tony Wilson, Tony's from Salford. He used to present a programme called Granada Reports, and So It Goes, and he set up a club called the Hacienda. And he made a band called Joy Division, a band called New Order, and lots of other factory bands. If you're not familiar with Tony Wilson, do your own work. And also, there's something I say all the time to the 10,000 young people who I work with every year. I love the human voice because ultimately it is a musical instrument. And the notes at which we make and our voice at which we make are musical instruments. If you don't know any of the information I'm telling you, just enjoy the journey. My mother always said to me, Michael, if you ever lose anything, being a good Catholic boy, say a prayer to Saint Anthony, and he'll find it for you. I discovered that Saint Anthony was a patron saint of lost things. So there I was in a field in Glossop. Can't find the car keys, can I? So I try it. Say, Anthony, please come round. Something is lost. And I stood on my keys. It's something I've used all my life since. So when Terry Christian phoned me up and said, Mike, I've got to make a programme for the BBC. Why am I doing the accent? I'm doing a programme for the BBC. Will you write a poem for St. Anthony? And I said, I'd love to. So I did. I sat down and I came up with this idea based on my mum's theory. If you lose something, say a prayer. So I said a prayer and this is what came out. That's what you do. Not God bothering or out. Saint Anthony, please come round. Because something is lost that cannot be found. So talk to me of Albion, of Anderton, of Art, of the Arndale, Alan Turing, Acid House, Alexander Park. Bez the Buzzcocks, the Bouncing Bombs and the Beautiful Busby Babes, of Curtis Cancer, Christie's Catholicism, Crack and Kurt Cobain. Talk to me of all these things and there's one thing that's for certain, that I'll see the face and I'll hear the voice of Anthony H. Wilson. Dance design, the rutty, devoto development of a dirty northern city. De La Salle, dignity, how in the end you hated all the pity. Elvis Engels and ecstasy and a girl called Emmeline and the hours that I spent watching you on my black and white TV. From So It Goes to Sunday Roast and chanting you and doing you extreme, I saw you with elephants hosing down some dwarfs on black and white TV. Factory fame, financial muck-ups, poetic form and the fall. The 4th of June 1976 at the Lesser Free Trade Hall. Oh, talk to me of Gretton, God and Granada, and of Hooky, Hannah, and how the fighting just got harder. Hamlet, Ibsen, the IRA, Jesus, Mary and Keith Joseph, of Joy Division, Judaism, of the importance of the moment. Of Liam London, Lust for Life, of Louis and Aeneas Banks. Of Manchester music, Marijuana, Majesty and Karl Marx. Of nightclubs, new bands, The Wardrobe, Oppenheimer, and orchestral manoeuvres in the dark. All the topical late night intellectual chat shows like The Other Side of Midnight After Dark. Come and talk to me of all these things, and there's one thing that's for certain. I'll hear the Salford soft boy moans of Anthony H. Wilson. Then talk to me of Peterloo, of Praxis, Police and Pride. And talk to me of Pontius Pilate, of power, corruption and lies, of the queens and the queers and the quiet ones are all shy and self-effacing, just like Morrissey, but not Marky Smith or Sean Ryder when he's been freebasing. Johnny Rowan, Regeneration, Richard and Judy and Vinnie Riley, that stupid yellow circular face now known simply as a smiley. Righteous, red, rebellious, ridiculous, down Rochdale and Regent Road, you see, I wanna hear the sound of the Salford soft boy moan, Tony, talk to me half pissed. Talk to me half stoned. Talk to me when I'm a boy and I'm sat inside my Fallowfield Council home. Talk to me on the telly, then talk to me on the radio. Then talk to me at the opening of some arty-farty show. Then talk to me of vision, virgin, victory and violence. But don't leave me sat here in the hidden gem, just listening to the buzz of the silence. And all the x-ray specs and all the x-ray tests and all the x-ray therapies. And all the ex-wife chats on XFM, the best youth worker he ever dreamed. You me yin and yang, you me master plan of an independent Yorkshire scene. Talk to me of Yorick Yonkers Youth Club banter, but Wilson, come and talk to me. Tony, come and talk to me. Yates, come and talk to me. Zeitgeist, talk to me. Tony, talk to me. Wilson, talk to me. Come on, talk to me. Won't you talk to me? Say, Anthony, please come round. Because something is lost that still hasn't